day had technology not hit the market running? Where would you be right now without your cell phone in your pocket? The fact that we can live stream videos, music, even make phone calls and send text messages and not have a line hijacked, even though we're on a larger scale of network, it's amazing. Just to think about all the things that we can do. And I mean, I don't know about you guys, but I use my cell phone for everything as a parent. I use it for scheduling, keeping track of everything. It organizes my whole life. But after a while, you kind of wonder, where did this idea originally resonate from? After weeks of research, I found that answer. I want to introduce you all to a woman whose beauty and fame was not enough for her. She strived to use her hidden genius to co-create a frequency hopping system and inevitably laid the foundation for all modern wireless connections. Hedy Lamarr. Back in the year 2000, she was actually dubbed the mother of Wi-Fi and all wireless connections. According to Colleen Sheslak of Women's History, Hedy Lamarr was born Hedwig Eva Marie Keisler. She was 16 in Austria when a director found her and made her a star. Biography.com noted that in 1933, her career blew up after her role in a sexually charged Czech film called Ecstasy. Biography editors note that Hedy was often referred to as the most gorgeous and exotic of Hollywood's leading ladies. Sheslak mentions that Lamarr's beauty overshadowed her brilliance. Her scientific mind was bottled by Hollywood, and she didn't enjoy her beauty as much as the people around her. In the book, Beautiful, The Life of Hedy Lamarr by Stephen Scherer, she stated, "My face has been my misfortune, a mask I cannot remove, and I must live with it, I curse it." She inevitably met a pilot named Howard Hughes. They began dating, and he became not only a lover, but one of her biggest supports. So supportive that he would get her kits to bring to her trailer so that she could experiment in between takes of her movies. Hughes' support was a large part of her innovative ways. He inspired her to keep going. Scherer references Lamarr, her natural mathematical ability and lifelong love of tinkering with inventions. People are funny in that way. Sometimes we need the people around us to acknowledge our skills before we acknowledge them ourselves. Hughes once expressed his desire to sell airplanes to the military, and Hedy told him that his planes just weren't fast enough. So after studying the fastest birds and the fastest fish in the world, she came up with a design for the new wings of his plane. And Hughes just admired her genius. Sheslak quoted Lamarr, "Improving things comes naturally to me." After the airplane wings, she continued to upgrade stoplights and even created a tablet that dissolved in water and created a soda similar to Coca-Cola. But Lamarr's most innovative and dynamic invention had yet to come to light until 1940, when she met George Antheil. They began speaking over endocrinological advice and then moved on to speaking about weapons, specifically radio-controlled torpedoes and how easily their signals are jammed. Realizing in that moment that they had created a base for a torpedo guidance system, they ended up co-creating the frequency hopping system. Coleman explains the RF transmitting device from the frequency hopping system that ended up being created. Scherer mentions that when the RF transmitting device was presented to the Navy, that it was not taken seriously. They said it was too bulky and it wouldn't stand up to actual use with torpedoes. But then Coleman mentions that the U.S. immediately classified the technology, even though it did not get a chance to be used in World War II. It was ahead of its time, but it was a massive developmental step for technology. So what does all this mean? Let me explain. When you call me on the cell phone, our initial call is a synchronized frequency. After a few moments, we will simultaneously change frequencies to keep privacy and to keep anyone unwelcome from joining the conversation. That allows for not only our conversation to stay private, but for other people's conversations to stay private. As I mentioned before, the fact that we can stream music, make calls, and still maintain our privacy is amazing, and it goes underappreciated. So the next time you pull your cell phone out and you send a text, you call a friend, make sure to thank Hedy Lamarr for this ability.